been a damn close series. And when you get right down to it, a series like this, a lot is going to ride on this offseason, but it shows that the Pistons belong at whatever level the Knicks are. I think the Pistons belong there. You know, it feels like in the East, the Knicks are like that second tier of contender. The contenders are the obvious Boston and Cleveland. The Knicks are in that second tier of contender, and that's where the Pistons clearly belong after 5 games that have been so hotly contested. This has been one of the best series in this first round of the playoffs. And, I don't know that we need to say anything else. Win or lose, they're right there. Go out and have a good season. Can they knock on the door of being in the upper echelon of teams in the East? Is the natural progression of player, like is Cade going to get better? Is Asar going to get better? Is Ron Holland going to get better? Is Jalen Duren going to get better? That's the thing about having a roster filled with kids in the young 20s is there's a lot of potential to just simply grow and start to knock on the door of that upper echelon. But how you feeling, Piston fans? 248-539-9797. Pistons don't know how to win. That's from an unnamed texter. I'd like to know more of what that means and what the evidence is.
Well, I don't want to help along here, but I would offer up a guess is just the way they've had leads and sometimes they haven't closed them out in the playoffs. Even the last game, New York was able to come back furiously and really make it interesting again. Mm-hmm. The Pistons have had empty possessions at the ends of games that allow the other team to get in there and giving up, 3-point shots. A lot of these are kind of miracle shots that the Knicks have hit, but nonetheless, they're hitting those shots. So I think that's what it is. It's just not fully putting the foot on the throat of an opponent that looks like they're done, and it's allowed the Knicks to get back into it and actually have the lead in the series, frankly.
I think that coming out of Game 5 is the wrong time to send that take.
But even in Game 5, like I said, the Knicks did.
They did come back.
But they were able to hang. Right.
But
they were able
won.
to win. Sure, they were able to win, but it was, nail biter.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say the Pistons don't know how to win coming off a game where they did exactly that and overcame a surging Knicks team at the end of the game.
Well, did they learn how to win there, or was it just a horrific mistake by the Knicks because they couldn't get their guys back on the floor?
I think they learned how to win.
Okay.
I don't want to take credit away from them.
I don't want to take credit away from it either, but I'm understanding why this guy is saying what he's saying, or girl is saying what they're saying.
I think when you go out and come off a win, it's exactly. They don't know how to win. They just won. A close game. Next one, I'm not confident about tonight. We need Beasley to wake up. He's either going to shoot his way into or out of a contract tonight. So far, I'd pass on paying him. I wondered when this take would come. Is a playoff performance like this from Malik Beasley? Because I'm not about punishing or rewarding Malik Beasley. I'm about what's the best option with the money. Malik Beasley has provided for a bulk of this season something they so desperately needed. If you can get a better shooter than Malik Beasley, go for it. I'm not against it.
But good luck finding one.
But good luck finding one. I think that's way easier said than done. He hasn't been as effective in the postseason. Is there something about Malik Beasley inherently that he can't shoot the basketball? He can only be regular season effective and not postseason effective? This year he shot 41.6 during the regular season from behind the arc, which is amazing. He's shooting 30.4% so far in the postseason. By definition, every night in the postseason, you're playing a playoff team. It's better competition. Nothing comes as easy. But I guess I don't look at it as shooting himself out of a contract unless a better option for the money becomes available. And I think I circle back to good luck finding that.
Yeah, I don't think he's shooting himself out of a contract. He might be shooting himself out of some money in that contract. He'll get a contract offer, but is it going to be, $30+ million or whatever it is he's supposed to make on the market?
Well, considering that every team has access to the statistics, they can all see. Is he shooting himself into to less of a market even? Are there going to be less teams bidding on him?
Yeah, I think with him, once he gets going, he's going to get going.
Yeah, I don't think this is that big a deal, but
it's not hunting. It's not like he's out there hunting the shots either.
No.
If that were the case, then I'd be like, all right, you got to sit down. Here's the thing. Take the shots when they're there. But I think he is. I don't think he's going beyond himself. He's just not hitting the shots yet. They'll start to fall, and when they do, games go a lot easier.
All right, Gator, thing not a thing. Home teams are 1-4 in this series. Is that a thing, or is that just a coincidence?
It's not only they want to the road. So the inverse of that is the road team is 4-1.
Well done, Scott.
Thank you. They're into 4 games in the regular season. Throw those in. The road team is 7-2.
Yeah,
in the 9 games they played. So it's hard to ignore that. I think it's a thing. But the Pistons have already lost their 2 games at home. They can win tonight's game and still have the win-loss record at home be a losing record. I think they can. So for tonight's game, I don't think it's a thing. But in the series, you can't help but notice.
I think it just speaks to how close these 2 teams are matched. I really do. I mean, the playing every other night, essentially, you get to know each other, and quite frankly, I mean, the Pistons really do feel like they are going to get some team love if they have a good offseason going into next year, because they're showing they belong on this stage, which is cool. I'd love to win the series, but they cleared a minimum hurdle, and that is they've taken this thing deep against a team that was supposed to beat them. 248-539-9797. Ethan in Southfield, you're on 97.1 The Ticket. What's up, Ethan?
Hey, how you doing?
We're good. How you feeling today, Ethan?
I'm feeling pretty nervous, but pretty good. I was calling in because I think I got a little key to the game. I think that we need to get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble again. Because I remember in the last game, in the end of the fourth quarter, him and Brunson were out for a good minute and 30 towards the end of that game. And that was huge for us.
All right, I don't know what's up with your speaker, but it's bad.
Get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble.
I mean, I'd love to see get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble. They got him in foul trouble in Game 4, and they weren't able to get him. He still stayed in the game and did some Olay stuff. He managed to avoid fouls and was a huge factor down the stretch. Getting Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble. Getting him in foul trouble, because the Pistons were in foul trouble early in Game 5. They had Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham on the bench with 3 fouls in the first half. And the Knicks didn't run away and hide. They had a 1-point lead, and that was a big deal. That was a big deal that they survived that stretch.
It's interesting. Going into Tuesday night, I said on Tuesday's show that I thought the referees were going to call it, that they weren't going to allow the physicality. They were going to call just about everything, and that's kind of what happened in Game 2, or in Game 5. I don't know if we're going to see the same thing going on today, because when you let everything go, like we've seen earlier in the series, there becomes a rhythm to the game or whatever, and it becomes physical, and you're okay with it. But when they call everything, it sucks. It drags it down, and then people start hunting for the fouls again. Yeah. And it's not a good look. It's not good flow. And in that Game 5, it went both ways, but it felt like more for the Knicks because that's just their MO. I'm tired of seeing that, man. And then you get into the thing, okay, is he diving? I want to challenge. Everybody wants to challenge it, right? Because nobody thinks they ever committed a foul in basketball. And then you got to play that game. Oh, crap. Am I going to use my challenge here? Or do I need to wait to the end of the game when it might really matter? And then you end up losing your challenge. It sucks. I hope the referees aren't going to play a role in this one. Lord knows they played a role in was it Game 4?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yep.
They changed the game in Game 5 because they called everything. I don't want to see that either. And yet that may have been the difference why the Pistons won, because the Pistons went to the free throw line way more than the Knicks did.
From Jim, I do agree with the one guy from yesterday. The Pistons seem to play tight at home. They need to play the same way they do on the road. Well, I mean, it's the Knicks, do both these teams thrive off the hate? I mean, J.B. Bickerstaff said he loves it when the other team's talking crap and the other team's fans are talking crap. And but you got to take advantage of your home court. You have to take advantage of your home court. Pistons are going to win tonight. Turnovers need to be a minimum. They have turned the ball over way too much in this series, and it's cost them. If Asar can D up Brunson like he did last game, I think it's a lock for Detroit. That's from Alan Dearborn. Drew in Ann Arbor says, Tobias, X Factor. Tobias has been great. I mean, he's not perfect. But Tobias Harris, a guy who was, I don't know if he's run out of Philly, but the postseason was not kind to him last year. He's been really good in this series for Detroit, which is great to see. He seems like a great dude. We talked to him in the preseason. He was awesome.
He's taken on a little bit of a leadership role too, which is good. I mean, it's Cade's team, but Tobias is the wily, cagey veteran.
A Tobias reunion being this good seems so unlikely.
Yeah, and he's provided more rebounding stability as well.
Yeah,
he's helping out Duran, so the whole brunt isn't just on Jalen Duran's shoulders. I think he's been a great addition all season long, and in the playoffs, he's been a better player.
248-539-9797. Kirk, you are next. Hello, Kirk.
Hi, how you doing?
We're good.
Regarding the comment they don't know how to win yet,
yeah,
I think it would be better to say they're learning how to put teams away, which is a tough process, but give yourself a little cushion. You build up that 6 or 8 point lead. Give yourself a possession or two at the end, because the Knicks have hit some tough shots at the end to keep it close. But just, get, like you said, the empty possessions. Give yourself that 6, 8 point lead going down the stretch is what good championship teams can do.
It sure feels like the Knicks are just hitting clutch shot after clutch shot
hit
late
some
in games,
miracle
right?
threes, man.
Like every time that they need something, they get it. You're like, wow, that just happened again.
There's a couple of times we've been at the arena, and sometimes you just give it up to the offense. Defense is right up in their face.
Yep.
They got a hand up, and a guy is just that good. He goes over top and makes it. But, again, that's why you want to have that extra possession or two, so you have the 6 point lead, 7, 8 point lead, rather than taking a chance at the buzzer.
They have. I mean, the Knicks have shown their worth. When they've needed to make some buckets, they have made some absolute miracles, some shot clock miracles. Brunson made one in Game 5 with the Knicks down 10. It led to a 9-0 run. Anunoby had a soccer throw-in that went in for 3 at the end of Game 5.
Karl-Anthony Towns, that turnaround fadeaway jumper that went in 4 or whatever it was, 3 or 4.
They're good. They've been really, really good. We'll get to more of your phone calls and feedback coming up. Talk some Tigers in the 11 o'clock hour. And guess what? We got Are You Going to Eat That? In the noon hour here on Karsch and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket.